Welcome back, and we're moving into our second conversation for today, where we find out more about UNICOMER volunteer program and some of the work that they have been doing. We have with us this morning Ivorine Bulwer of HELPAGE Belize. We also have Caribillo, who is the marketing officer and public relations for UNICOMER Belize, and we have Melanie Dunn, who is a sales representative at UNICOMER. Good morning, ladies, and thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Now, the idea of corporate social responsibility, the ability for you guys as a company to be able to reach out to the public that you do business with and the wider public that you serve. In terms of some of these projects that you have embarked upon, what are we looking at, and how did you guys come up with some of these initiatives?
First of all, good morning. Thank you guys for having us.
Yes.
Well, UNICOMER is a corporate group company which is known international. We serve over 24 countries, which means that you can find UNICOMER across the region in Central America, in the Caribbean, South America. As a corporate company, our responsibility, we take great pride in giving back. Why? Because these are the people that actually have the business running, and what better way to create a better environment, a better society, a better country by giving back as a corporate company. Here at UNICOMER, each UNICOMER country has what we know as UNICOMER volunteer. So what are these volunteers? These volunteers are our basic sales representative that you guys can find at courts, Tropic Gas, Ready Cash, all these companies, all these lines of market that we have. UNICOMER is the umbrella, the mother company. Yeah. If you guys know Tropic Gas, we have Quartz. Under Quartz, we have Quartz Optical, Ready Finance. We have many lines underneath it. So definitely we have over 250 employees across the country. That's from north to south. So each branch per se have its own UNICOMER volunteers. So my responsibility as marketing officer is actually trying to do a yearly plan, because these are projects that are planned yearly. So what we have is a separate budget for our corporate responsibility. We definitely work with non-profit organizations only. And how we do this is we have several letters sending in by the course of the year. You know, everybody
people are
wants help.
always
looking for help.
Yeah.
But apart from our PR, we have our social responsibilities. So it's two separate ways that, or two separate avenues that the UNICOMER group of company assist our community. So now our social responsibility program, it's a yearly plan. So we have every month, every 2 months, we have different activities, different partnership with nonprofit organizations. We have partnered up with the Belize Zoo, with the Red Cross, with different. Recently, we did a whole collaboration with the Rotary clubs in the country in December. So they did Christmas Spirit, and our volunteers went as well on the same activity, and they went to see what these young adults are doing for our country. Recently, we have celebrated our second annual UNICOMER Volunteer Week. So this week, from March 6th to the 12th, UNICOMERs in these 24 countries celebrated. Yeah. Well, how did we celebrate? We partner up with different nonprofit organizations, and we gave back either time, either kind. So it was many ways that we do it. Each year as well, we have a social responsibility. We have we meet up. Our central office is, our main branch is in El Salvador. So then all UNICOMER representatives for the CSR gather around. They present all the ways they have been contributing to their countries, and then what doesn't work for a country maybe can work for another country. So you learn and you adapt from your network, no? Recently, we're proud to say that we had partnered up with HELPAGE. We wanted to do a different area. We have worked with youths, we have worked with many people. So we just wanted to go to a different direction. We wanted to give back to our golden citizens. Our golden citizens sometimes might be overlooked. And this was one of the ways that we wanted to build a partnership with them. This was the first step actually for us to start the beginning of many activities that we want to do with HELPAGE.
And that's a great opportunity to hear from Ivorine. Ivorine, we hear so often, from you guys, from the Aging Council, about the importance of looking after and caring for our elderly population that is growing. Yes. Let's talk about what it means to have companies like Quartz or UNICOMER to reach out to you and try to establish a partnership like they're doing at this time.
Reflecting and looking for the future. I think it's important that businesses throughout the country reflect on their social responsibilities as it pertains to the community that helps to keep their businesses viable. And the initiative that Quartz, UNICOMER, had undertaken certainly was beneficial for HELPAGE. Why beneficial? We're looking at the services that we offer. The services that we are providing is addressing isolation, is helping older persons to live a dignified life. And a major part of our service that we offer has to do with assisting the health system, the residential care services. That's an integral part of the health system. And it's something that we have got to reflect on. We have got to review the agreement that we have with the government of Belize, because our services is a health service and it needs to improve. We need to look at improvement in staffing, improvement in the finances that we receive, because it is a health service that we're offering in the residential homes.
One of the issues I know that anybody who works with the elderly continues to struggle with is that usually it's easier, and I know Griselle mentioned it, if you reach out for children, people are more amenable. If you reach out for persons who are ill or struggling, it seems to be that you can get a better response. But oftentimes when it comes to reaching out on behalf of the elderly, the support isn't as much. How do you, when you are reaching out to different companies, explain why we all have a collective responsibility to ensure that our elderly are cared for?
Our elderly, they have served. Our elderly have contributed to the growth and development of Belize. They took on the responsibility to rear our children, rear their children. They took on the responsibility to school them. So they play a part in the development of who we are. They play a part in the development of the country. In whichever avenues they have started to engage or to work in. They have studied, but they have contributed to the growth development of this country as it relates to human, business, using their expertise. But socially, when you look at it, the meaningful contribution that these people have offered often overlooked. Programs do not exist. Services are limited. So there has to be a refocus. Yes, HELPAGE may doing a part of a charity, but when you look at the issues affecting older persons that we are addressing, those are not charity. We are assisting with an integral part of the health system, addressing the health and social needs of our older persons. So UNICOMER contribution to HELPAGE certainly assisted with inputs as it pertains to the continuation of our programs, inputs as it relates to delivery of quality service. What do I mean? Yes, they have provided us with equipments that we utilize in the provision of meals. They have assisted in the provision of equipments for the delivery of a quality service, the comfort to ensure older persons are in a dignified environment with the required equipment. So, they have contributed a lot in that area.
You've had first-hand experience playing your part and being actively involved in this particular initiative. Share with us what your experiences have been.
Okay, well, first of all, good morning. And it was actually, I felt honored, it was honored to give back to our seniors, to see how their face just lit up. I saw everyone there. Someone was with a senior citizen, and, talking to these people, asking them about their lifestyles, how they live, Well, I was assigned to Miss Everell Myers, and me and her had the best time. I actually gave her a pedicure. So when I gave her that pedicure, we were talking, and she was telling about her grandkids, how they used to raise up from then to now, how the society is presently. And it was just honored. I was honored, just to be around her, talking to her, and then getting to meet some others as well, talking to them, seeing how their face shows. It's like glowing, guys. If you do this, it's just it's an experience that you can't give back.
I just need to add to that, because she's speaking to a day at countrywide within 8 of our branches. Over 200 elderlies golden citizens were adopted as grandma and grandpa for the day.
So the idea of this was that we wanted to give back. There were 2 activities we did with HELPAGE. The Wednesday, which is March 8th, we went and we gave back 1 hour of our time. So each staff actually skipped a lunch for their hour break, and they went. So they went there and they stayed actually 2 hours. So what we wanted to do is we assigned each volunteer a grandma or a grandpa. So then they already knew who they were going to meet and greet that day. So what we had, it was in Belize City, we did an exercise. So we actually joined them for exercise session. So we enjoyed them. After we finished the exercise, they meet and greet with their adopted grandma and grandpa for the day. And they took a personal gift for them. So what we have noticed here is basically our senior citizens, like I said, they're many times overlooked. But all they want is that time to, how are you? How have you doing? Tell me something of your story. They like to share their stories. That's something and it's amazing to see, like we had mentioned there, it was because of them we're here. It was because of their strong morals back in the days, all their visions, their values. We are how we are, or our grandparents, many of us sometimes don't have them. So for us to be there and actually giving back time across the country, Belize actually, well, for UNICOMER staff, we had 135 volunteers that went out, and we did it simultaneously. So we started at 1, and all branches countrywide started the same time. So it was the same thing over and over.
So what was something you learned from your adopted grandma that really surprised you?
Well, to be honest, my adopted grandma, Miss Myers, I'm going to say she's my grandmama. I already told her that I will go back and visit her. She actually taught me, right? She actually, she taught me how to become a better person in this life. She told me, if you want something, you have to work hard for it to achieve it. So by that, I'm going to use that as my mentor, and I'm going to work towards that. That's one of my goals, how to achieve my stuff. She told me at what age she owned her own house, how to treat her family, how to be around them, how to show them to show them the love, right? Because a lot of presently, I don't really think that love is something that a lot of parents is giving back to their children. So she showed me how to do that, and talking to her, just to see just the way how I talk to her, and just to see the way how she talked back to me, it's just like, you know, the experience, I'm going to say again, the experience is just amazing. Just talking about it, my face just lit up.
We can tell. Did you have a grandma?
No, I was coordinating.
Okay.
I think it afforded the opportunity to show them that they are valued.
Yes.
I think it's a perception, it's something that we need to look at evaluating. Because we treat our older persons, you know, they get older, they don't need to do anything. They just sit and relax. No. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it. They sit there, they feel alone, they feel isolated,
And many
they
times
feel
the kids
rejected.
are busy.
So it is so important that they are treated as a person. So we need to look at programs for them to interact, for them to grow mentally, you know, for them to feel special. So it was an opportunity to share with our older persons that they are worthy, that they are special, you know. So they were gifted, they were communicated with, you dance with them, and also some of the centers were painted. You know, so we're looking at ensuring that some of the environment were conducive, you know, the upkeep.
It's ultimately about quality of life.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And I think our elderly population are as deserving as all the citizens of a proper quality of life. I love hearing these stories that are coming out. Was it pretty much the same sentiment you heard from other employees
definitely.
about?
All the other branches did it the same Wednesday, with the exception of Belmopan. So we went to Belmopan and did it there as well. They were just really, really just honored to be there. Like, why are you guys leaving? Why are you guys coming back? But like we said, it was a meet for UNICOMER volunteers. It was a meet and greet. We definitely are building partnership with HELPAGE, and we're going back because one thing is for you just to go one day and then never come back and be like, you know, they want you already. This is my adopted grandmother. Like, this is the pride that you take, and I think working at UNICOMER overall, it's not just going to work from 8 to 5, but actually teaching these values to our staff. You know, the pride of giving back, and I think that is one of the hardest thing to do. To give back, because everybody has their own time. So what do you want to do on that? Like, for example, this Sunday, many of them worked until Saturday. They're tired, but what they did do, they got up early in the morning. Let's go paint. We have to do this. It's not for us, it's for them. And this is the way we should be thinking. And we're inviting all corporate companies across the country to try to do these things, you know. We're proud to say that UNICOMER is the only company in the country that has a UNICOMER volunteer, that has the pride in these types of things. And these I think we are a community, we're a small one, whereby we need to take that vision, partner up, and I think that is the only way our country can move forward. Apart from just being business, we have to sit back and reflect, how can we help, you know?
Well, I think it's a commendable initiative that you guys are able to look beyond just business, as you've mentioned. I think one of the things that now that this has been brought to the forefront is the idea of longevity, making sure that over time you stick to your guns and your promise to Miss Myers.
Well, you did it publicly on TV now, so
Miss Myers is watching.
and she's probably watching right now. Come back and tell us, you know, Miss Myers.
And she certainly will. You know, I think also this is an opportunity for meeting those older persons. They're able to observe, who are these older persons? What are some of their challenges? And it's also an important component to look at your future. What is it that you want? Do we have the right structures? Do we have the right services? Do we have the right programs in place for our elderly? What do I want when I become an older person? Those are some questions, you know, that you all have to reflect on. So it's to plan to make preparation for your older years, and at the same time to see how you all can better improve the environment and the services for older persons. Because believe you me, I am with HELPAGE for the past 3 years, and more I am learning, and I'm saddened because our older persons are discriminated against, their rights are violated, they are lonely, they are living in an unhealthy environment, and they need attention. And so I want to thank you, UNICOMER, and we have had other businesses who have certainly been very supportive to HELPAGE, but we need more.
I am glad that you were able to point out a bit of the plight of the group of persons that you work with, and kudos to UNICOMER on establishing your volunteer program and choosing to work with the Golden Citizens this year. Excellent initiative. I hope you and your grandma keep on building that relationship, and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be speaking to representatives of the Orange Walk IT Vet, so stay tuned.